Well, hey, Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Hope you all had a great Christmas, and I hope you took time to sit back and reflect on the real reason we do celebrate Christmas. I mean, it's great we get all these gifts and all, but I really hope you took some time and really thank God for Jesus. Really, that is the reason for the season. He was born, came into the world to save our sins, and folks, just can't think of any better reason to celebrate Christmas. Um, a thought came across. Um, there was a verse of the day, Christmas Day, that came out. If you do hashtag verse of the day, no spaces or anything in there, you're going to be put on the website verse of the day. And yesterday, for unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord. That came out yesterday. That's Luke 2:11. But what was even better is there's a slight, very small paragraph or so devotional that goes with it. And the writer of the devotional went on to say, look at all this verse tells us. I mean, folks, it's 3 lines in essence. Jesus is a descendant of King David, the eternal King of promise. He is Savior of all peoples. He is Christ. He is the Messiah. Jesus is the promised hope of Israel. He is Lord. He is ruler of all creation and master of our lives. The real question, the writer continues on to say, in this verse, 3 lines, 20 words, is whether you have decided that Jesus means all those things to you today. Any day, folks, to be honest with you, but Christmas is the day Jesus was born into this world in Bethlehem. If he is not your Savior, ask yourself, why not let him be? What's holding you back? And for those of us like myself out there who he is my Savior, then who do we need to share his grace, his blessings, his word, and what he came to this earth to accomplish? Great verse of the day yesterday. Great, like I said, it's a paragraph long, folks. Uh, devotion that came out with the verse of the day. So I thought I'd share that with y'all here at the kickoff. So, so anyway, again, I hope you all had a great Christmas. I hope you got everything you were hoping for, and I hope you found joy. That's what Christmas is about. Joy to the world, folks. And I know for a lot of people out there, that can be a rough, tough, almost impossible feeling with what goes on in their lives. But I really, really hope we're able to uh, have a great day. Have a Merry Christmas. So as we kick off this week, leading up now to the start of the new year, 2022, we are now sitting in St. Louis. Now I am flying for an airline, hang on a second, called Guardian Air. It's new to me. I don't know how new it is in the world out there, but I just joined them. They're basically they fly a different fundamental. They're flying flights to also augment digital command. Oh, wait a minute, how's that go? DEC, digital combat simulation. Sorry, folks, it's been a long time since I've flown it. A lot of problems with my ability to get logged in, get my aircraft to fly without blue screening. So I haven't flown over there in quite some time. But anyway, it all augments where they have their cargo and passenger flights working with that. And they also work with the legendary airline. Hang on a second, something coming in here. With everyone, most will accept, some won't. Don't force it on anyone who refuses. Oh, very well said there, Hawker 120. Are you changing jobs from the airport to being a pastor? It kind of sounds like you're going that way. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Digital combat simulations, they work with it. They also work with the legendary Pan Am airline, or World Airways. Actually, they went under a lot of different variants, but Pan Am was what they were called short. 727s. I haven't seen any Airbus 300s in their fleets, but 747-200s. Hey, you fearless jumbo drivers, there's a place for you possibly. 767s. Now, granted, the one I have for Pan American comes up a blank white canvas in front of us instead of nicely painted Pan Am. So we're gonna pick up another kind of a little punch, if you will, because Pan Am never came to St. Louis. These guys did, though, and they were one of the big rivals to Pan Am, Trans World Airways. So this, gotta love it. Anyway, plus it is one of my favorites, if not favorite airlines out there, next to North American. So let's we've looked at the bird beautifully out here. Let's hop up in the cockpit. Let's get flying, shall we? Well, it helps if I click on this screen to make things happen. There we go. All right. Now, the stuff you're seeing up in the top there, that is a program I have. It's called Live Traffic, and I always come over here and disable TCAS. Basically, what I'm doing there, folks, is disabling it so that only live TCAS shows on my nav display. It allows everything on the sim to show. I do want to do one thing that I just realized needs to be updated. A couple of things now that I said that, because they're going to be, if they haven't already, throwing us off here, or throwing you all off. Me, I've got all the paperwork in front of me. And KBWI, otherwise known as Marshall Thurgood, I believe is how you pronounce it, International Airport, Baltimore, or as those that live there call it Balmer. So Bear with me. By now I should be up on the map. I am. That way you can all very quickly find out where Mike is flying by going over to SimAware. Well, actually clicking the link that will be popping through from time to time. And you'll be able to track us, if you will. Or, better yet, hop a plane. Let's head over to Baltimore. All right, I got those items updated. All right, so real quick, know the door is now closed. Let's take a look at Sim Toolkit. Take a look at the easy. We're going to be plugging it into the FMC. It's a pretty simple, straightforward flight. It's the J-Heart 7 creep departure to Appleton, to Newsom, to Anthem 3 arrival. Folks, I think I only have to put one waypoint in between the bookends of the J-Heart and the Anthem 3. So pretty simple. Got a little weather around us. Visibilities and stuff are kind of marginal here in St. Louis. I think it's crystal clear in there, but it's nighttime, so we'll see what we see anyway. So, and I will promise to take off my sunglasses so I'll be able to see better. One of these days I got to get a rim shot. So, as we look here, we see St. Louis will be departing 12 right. 617 feet above sea level, and it's an 11,000 foot runway. So basically it's one of the biggest runways there. In the TWA days, they did fly a lot of heavies. The L1011 wasn't very successful. These obviously 767s, 747-200s. Hello, Felis guys. There's another airline you ought to look for. Along with the 727 MD-80s and on down the line. So hence why the 12th, the almost, what was it, 11, well, it's 11,000 feet long. So, all right, and then you can see the weather. Here's each of our fixes that will cross in the departure, then to Appleton, and then to our arrival. All right, and we'll get into what's going on in Baltimore when we get a lot closer. All right, so anyway, pushing on to the load sheet. Pan Am is requesting us to fly 167 folks. Payloads 39,640, and we're going to be putting on 27,727 pounds of go-go juice. And graciously, Dispatch has given us a cost index of 280 and a flight level of 390. Right now, we don't have a lot of ATC up. I'm not sure if we will or not, because tomorrow is start of the work week. This week of the year, you never know, because, a lot of people take it off. So, all right. So we'll get Sim Toolkit out of the way now. Oh, excuse me. And let's get in here. Checklist time. We'll get ourselves caught up here. I know I have it. There it is. Okay, so what we've done to date is we've just basically, in the turnaround process, we just confirming some safety items. Parking brake on. Battery. That's up top. If I can get the panel to move up top. There it goes. Come on, you can move. There we go. Battery switch is on. I'll go ahead and put the guard down. Standby power is in auto. Wipers, they're one switch. It's not like a lot of aircraft where you get two switches. It's in the off and parked position. Okay, we have the external power established. We're not on the APU at this time. We're saving some fuel. Bus ties are in auto. Utility buses in on. And our gen connection switches are on. They're showing off because the engines are off. Passenger signs going on for fueling, and might as well have them ready for the passengers. The emergency lights are right up here. They're armed and guarded, and we have the window heat on. Over here on the air conditioning side, we have our forward, mid, and aft set to auto. Recirculating valves left and right on. Trim air on. Cabin temperature selector on. I've got the packs on right now. They'll come off for start, and then everything else is off for the moment. Lighting wise outside, we just have the position lights. That's your red, green on the wingtips. We got the wing lights, and they basically illuminate the leading edge of the wings for us to check ice buildup. Pretty hard to see from the cockpit, but that's what their intention is for. And we also are advertising TWA on the back. I'm also going to go ahead and bring up our individual lights just to help me out. I've also set our lighting for the cockpit, and I have not set the cabin up. Oh, my bad. Glad I haven't got back there. Okay, so actually we'll go full bright right now. The proof, whoop, swing it, should be, it's not there. Anyway, you can see it's nice and bright back here, and that's what we want for loading. Wow. All right, so there we are, folks. We are at the point where we can begin to load the flight plan. So what I'm going to do, bear with me, I got to resize everything. I like to have it just right there. Goes down. Try to even things up here as much as I can. And there we go. Boom, boom. All right, so let's do this, shall we? We're going to go up to the top. Oh, crud. Hang on, get rid of this. We'll come back to that momentarily. All right, so what I first do here when I'm getting ready to align the IRS, I take the display selector and move it to HDG. That'll tell you how many minutes to you align. Then we simply go to align on all three. Make sure you see on DC. That way we know, should we lose generators in the engine and the APU, the batteries can still let us know and potentially help us with the autopilot to know where the plane is globally to relay to ATC. Okay, we're now in a line. Sorry, folks, got to tank up a little bit with that good old Java. Now you see a line, so we'll just move them to nav. We got 7 minutes. So a couple of things crews would do now. They could either just go straight to the FMC and have it ready, or they could finish the flows up here on the overhead. I'm going to go ahead and do the flows. So we go down the panel. Can't align the yaw dampers yet because we're in alignment. However, I can make sure these are set right, and they are. Hydraulic pumps, all we want are the electric pumps on. So we got C1, C2 on. That's center 1, center 2, the electrics, and our demands. Okay, again, the battery switch is guarded. And then we just re-verify that we're good here. APU stays off for the moment. Taxi lights is what I'll call this, are off. We'll keep the cargo heat off for now while we're loading. Emergency lights still armed and guarded. Our ignition system today is an even day, so we'll work with the even numbers. Real simple system. That way they're rotating. Fuel pumps are off. This is the current status. They'll be filled here momentarily. Red and white and, I'm sorry, red and green. The wing lights and logo lights are on. Window heat's on. Passenger signs on. Come to 2 here as well. Landing altitude is going to be at least down around here. Hang on a second. Oh, geez, I haven't put my flight into my flight charts program. Stand by. We'll have that in one moment. There we go. All right, Baltimore. I need that one. KBWI. Give me some charts here real quick. Anthem 3 is what we're coming in on, but I need that one and that one. All right, so per 143. We'll go 140 and STL. Going out on the J-Heart. All right, there we go. We got that all set. Okay, what are we down to? 5? All right, so we got our altitude set and we got our pressurization system set on auto 2. Equipment cooling is auto. Got our cabin chart and dome lights set. Temperatures are starting to look good. They're in the middle here for the cabin compartments. Trim and all is on. Cabin temps on. Again, packs are on for the time being. Yep, I meant to hit that one. All right, so, and we'll dim these down a little. Doesn't help being in the gate. All right, let's go ahead and there we go. Okay, there's our 167 passengers. The only thing we have not loaded yet is our fuel. Uh, 27727. Okay, and we'll hit enter. Okay, maintenance has been performed. We'll optimize and we'll load. Okay, there's a couple ways you can tell when the plane's done. One, the yellow lighting right here will go away. The noise you may hear in the background will also diminish. And up here, the fuel will have reached its point of where we want it at. However, we need to come back down and start hitting that FMC. Okay, correct information here. Next, KSTL. Okay, we'll go off of this route. Since it's already in the scratch pad, which is this lower area below activate, click it, KBWI. Flight for today, PAA 30, well, we'll go with 14. And remember, folks, and you can definitely chide me when I do it wrong, it's Clipper for the call sign. Clipper, not Pan Am like this guy's been doing for quite a while. And I'm kind of mad at myself. I keep doing it. All right, so coming down, we'll go to the next page, and I'm going to go ahead and click Departure. 12 right, J-Heart, creep. Okay, and then I'll go to the route. Next page. APE. Click in there, and I'm going to activate. Execute. Told you it's not that hard, folks. Next page. Oops, got to go back to route. And we'll go ahead and index KBWI. Some ILS. Now, do I want the Jans? Hang on a second. Still on St. Louis. Yeah, we'll go with Jans. It's a 13-mile final. Okay, that will load everything in. And we have a discontinuity. We'll clear up on the legs page. And let's see here. Fuel just fully loaded. We're a minute away from it. We'll hold right here till we get aligned. And I'm just going to go ahead and blow up the EFIS here, electronic HSI. Loading has completed. Hear the quietness setting in. We can do a quick run up here. Fuel is at the right level. Lastly, like I told you, the other way to check no longer says it's loading. All we're waiting on is to see that the PFD comes in with the artificial horizon here any second. Once it does, we're ready to go. I get nervous. There it is. Just came in, I can tell. Let's go ahead and get rid of these two real quick. Okay, so you can see now you don't see a line anymore. So what I'm going to do is take it back to position so it displays the latitude and longitude. Oh, I actually got it right this time. And then we're going to go down here and check our flight plan. However, a couple of things need to be done first. But this in plan, I'm going to go up 2 notches as we go through it. Legs. All right, so St. Louis, 12 right. Actually, we'll come down one. No, it's not easy to read. Okay. And now we'll click step all the way through. Okay, heart. Basically looking for any discontinuities like this one. And that's probably because I didn't type it in. Had I typed it in, there's a good chance it wouldn't have done that. We'll execute. Step. And you can watch your mileage. All looks good. Everything appears in line. No other step. We may run into one more. And I'll close it off. Doesn't mean it's closed off here. It just means that discontinuity is gone. Vectors is still what happens after hook. And then we'll turn in on Janus. Last checks. Everything looks good. Execute. All right, so let's get back here. We're going to come back to the left. One click, that'll put us into the map. More on that in a few. Get to that pretty quick here. All right, moving on. We now go to the initialization since we're fueled. Click the 0 fuel weight, 27.7. Again, we were looking for 27,727. That works perfect when you do the math. reserves, I call 11.8. And basically, what that is, Sim Toolkit, I can best show that. Okay, we get the loadout real quick. No, we get the OFP, sorry. Okay, here's our fuel breakdown. Now, what I do for my reserves, so I know when it goes and says insufficient fuel, it's going to trigger me to look. Now, what I plan for, looking at my fuel listing here, I take the alternate plus the final reserve. And I basically drop the last two numbers in both. Okay, so we got, and put a decimal after the first. So 6.3 plus 5.3, 11.6. Oh, it does it for you right down here. 11.6. Okay, cruise altitude 390. Cruise. This does not mean any intermediate crap the ATC might fire at us. This is our first cruise level, because if you're on a long transcontinental, long trans-Pacific or Atlantic flight, or even South Pacific, whatever, you will have step climbs. So this is the initial, and then we build up from that. Cost index 280. On Sim Toolkit again, just to show it off real quick. Find that in this release right here at the top. Cruise index 280. If you use any other format, it could get kind of squirrely to find. So let's get Sim Toolkit out of the way now. I'm going to be actually using a different program for the remainder. 280 goes here. Gonna say that, I'll explain in a minute. And 2000. In case it says step climb. Okay. Let's disregard that for a moment. We're going to do some double checking to make sure we're okay fuel-wise. If not, we'll squirt more fuel in. Takeoff page. I'm going to also bring into the mix TopCat. Takeoff performance and landing calculation tool. All right. So as you can see, we're set up here. Up at the top, let's go to Takeoff, do a quick update. Okay, so we see the winds are 120. 12 rights are planned runway. Got a headwind of 15, a slight crosswind, and a 280 on the altimeter setting. It is dry here. I'm going to go ahead and run with the engine anti-ice on. So here's your runway information. If we have any kind of MELs, maintenance items, we'll put those in. And all we do is click compute. And the airplane, all they'll do is all the data they got. They plug in the passenger weights, cargo weights, all of that gets sent to the company, sends back over ACARS in the aircraft, and they get this little strip that prints out. And in our case, our strip reads for runway 12 right, be doing a flaps 5 departure. And then this is our performance information. We'll have about 4,100 feet remaining if everything matches. However, let's program it. So we go to the next page, pull it up. It is, I pulled the wrong one. Where to go? There it is. So we're looking at Okay, 120 at 15. Did not know the winds have picked up again. Outside air temperature, 10 degrees. Just so happens to match the latest BTAR. Next page. Okay, I always just click the line select by CG, and that fills that in. Thrust. This is a D-rated thrust takeoff, so basically we're not ramming the engines to full power. However, we are only in the takeoff mode. I don't know how to set up for takeoff 1 and 2. And then flaps 5. All right, now, right here, reference speeds on. Just click there. And I like to match. Okay, that's not close. That one's really close. And B2 doesn't even match up. 81. Be right back to that page. Okay, so we got a little disparity, no biggie. Okay, I'll go with this one. B1 we'll set at 131. And this is where if we lose an engine or something major happens or somebody walks across the runway, we can reject. Above it, we go. We plan to go to flight. We'll stick with 134 there. Then I'll turn those off so they don't throw me off. Okay, and there you go, folks. Program for the performance is in the plane. Top cat's back. All we need to do is come into the center now. And let's take this number, 144, it's already there, add 10 to it. That's my safety margin for me, Captain Mike. Runway heading is 123. And we're going to take it all the way up because I think we're still without ATC, but if we are, we'll dial it back down if we have to. Okay, and we'll go ahead and get our flight directors on. That takes care of what we would do before taxi. I do it now. Okay, and I'm just going to put this one on climb. Real quick, shows what we'll be doing. I like Flight Factor that it puts 240 in here, so those ACARS programs that are out there, folks, some of them throw error messages to the headquarters saying, hey, he's flying over 250. Some aircraft, that's actually allowed, folks. Mainly your big heavies. Don't try to say your MD-80 is allowed. It is not. Should be in a trash can. But anyway, oh, wait a minute. Did I say that out loud? Doggone it. Somebody didn't hit the Beetle button so they could mute me. All right. So that takes care of those items. The final checks we have here before we've buttoned the plane up and start our pushback. Let's get that APU on. Simply turn your fuel pumps on. Seriously? Wow. Now, used to having center fuel. I'm not sure why it loaded it. Interesting. Let's double check our fuel while we're at it, just to make sure everything added up correctly. Okay. It did. I just always like to double check while we're where we can squirt more in if we feel we need it. I think we'll be okay. All right, so okay, it did plan us as a 7.6, so I'm just making sure nothing like a 737's fuel load would have came out. All right, so let's get that APU on. Okay, so with the fuel pumps on, go to on, then start. I always come down to the middle and watch it fire up. Takes a couple seconds. There is another way we can check. We'll go ahead and do that while it's firing up. Let's go to the progress page. It's showing 9.7. I'm going to look at one thing here. Okay. Okay. Once we start climbing, folks, so will our reserve. We got a 279 knot or 279 degrees. It's where the wind's out of. So it's out of the back of the airplane at 120 knots. That'll take care of it. And okay, so everything's fine. And we are now 100%. So we'll come up here and following the checklist, first thing on is the generator. Then we click the bleed. Then we get the left, center, right on. Disconnect from the ground power unit. Folks, we are ready to get into the air, so let's get flying. All right. Let's see here. ATC, no ATC at all. So, well, we'll see what happens as we get going. Call better pushback while we're doing all of this. ACARS is running, I believe. Yep, we are showing started and ready to go. Well, welcome aboard. The Luth Fly is now hosting the stream. Welcome aboard, sir. Thank you for the host there, and hope you had a great stream. Try and get this going here so we can get to Baltimore. Better pushback is the tool to push us back.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Want to go to Baltimore. What's the best way? They never answer. Okay, we'll push back to here. Enter.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
All right, so as we're waiting on him, I say it cautiously, but up. Beacons on. All right, so we got to get rid of everything around us. So while he's doing his thing, we'll be doing our thing. Airplane, doors closed. Ground, we can get rid of the chocks, the loaders, fuel truck, GPU, ACU. Why did I have the loaders still on it? Chocks away.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Cleared to connect. Okay. He's doing his thing. Oh, by the way, I'm kind of glad I did this, folks. Welcome to the new St. Louis scenery that's available at X-Plane. Beautiful job done. Kudos to the developer. Even has the Metrolink and the tunnels for those of us that live here. Well done.
So
It is.
connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
We'll get to that 1 second. It is minus the fact that it is current. It doesn't show what it was like when TWA was here. If so, there'd be jetways right there. And a whole bunch running back down the Delta concourse. Not Delta Airlines, D as in Delta. All right, so we've been cleared to push back one last check of ATC. Cary, where is that, I wonder? CARI flight service. Well, he ain't yelling at me. I'm going to go ahead and push back. Couple things with the radios, folks. Let's get on down there and do that real quick. Then we'll push. First off, speed brakes are down. Throttles will work. Parking brakes still set flap 0 and 0. Fuel control are in cutoff. Weather radar is tested. I do not know why all of a sudden my throttles are jumping like that. Just span up. Nothing on, correct? And nothing's on. Really been weird. Okay, so we're on Unicom. Frequencies for the radios are set to auto. We're on mode C now. We'll go ahead and go all the way up 2000 and I always just kick this up a notch and leave it. All right, the other thing, in order to either, it's for you to talk, I believe, flight factor, and I know a few others get kind of weird. This one, you have to pull this knob for the microphone out and turn it to the right a little, and then you'll be able to hear. I ran into that once, and I don't know if it's just we had connections issues or what. So I do it every time. Parking brake off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, so last check here, left and right packs need to go to off, and that is required to start this plane, folks. Pressure, which we can't see in this angle, we can't see at that angle. Just got to make sure we clear 30, and we did. Crank them up, folks. Number 2, grounded. As soon as it clears, oops, the magenta line, you can take it to run on the fuel switch. Okay, and that flicker is the generators on the engines now connecting. On number 2, let me get that straight. Once they're stable, we could technically kick over number 1. All right, please. Uh-oh, got a link. Oh, sorry, folks. Interesting. I'll get into that here in a second, figured out what that is. Meantime, since I didn't catch that quick enough.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
All right, while he disconnects, let's start up the other engine. Okay. And again, we're just waiting for it to get past the purple there. It wasn't. I know that so well.
Tow is
Yeah.
disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have
Nope.
a safe flight.
Hopefully that won't hurt the engine. I got paying attention to that and forgot about it spooling up. Hang on. See if I can't. That's got to bug me all the way there. Okay, it's the other one. Okay. Okay, there's the pin, or pins, I should say, that are put into the plane. And that way he knows we saw him. All right, so let me see if I can't find. Oh well. I'm not going to worry about it. I don't do a lot of night flying, so hopefully it won't bug me too much, that multicolor glows. Okay, so we'll finish up the checklist here now that we're pushed back. Okay, tow vehicles away. Let's get up to the top panel. Okay, engine pumps on, yaw dampers on. Anti-ice, again, we're running with the engines. Left and right engine bleeds on. Left and right packs back to auto. Okay. Finally, the APU bleed off and the APU itself to off. Generator off. And we'll do the before taxi checks here real quick. Go down to the middle, it's the easiest way to work with it. Reject takeoff on the auto brakes. Altimeters, let's make a quick check here of St. Louis one more time. Okay, we're overcast 900 now, 7-mile visibility. Temperature 10, 29. Whoa. Dang, did we drop that quickly? Came in with it at 2992. Let's get in here and see what we're. Shoot, I didn't want that to happen. A second. Oh, come on. Boy, I'm just not getting an airport. Here we go. Details. 85. Okay, we'll go with that. Okay. Now All right, so we didn't get the saying that they disagree, but they do. You can see 2985 here, 2992. Now, how we get past that? Click the line, the uh, set screw right above the altimeter there, and it sets it. We'll just get this one now, 2985. Okay. So it's this set screw right here where the arrow clicks. The other clickable area is this set screw right next to speed. That's your toga for takeoff and or go arounds. All right, getting through this real quick. Altimeters are set. Auto on both VORs. Flight directors on, and they are. MCP is already set. Stab trim. We need to go to, and I like to come in again tight. All right, 3.2. Okay, I may have to kick the dome light on. Hopefully I can see it better. Okay. Set it about right there. EFIS panels. Okay, so we're set for 200. We're set, we're one too high, sorry. 20. Go 40 here, and I want data turned on over here. We'll keep the terrain and the weather off on them both, but we'll kick it up to WX down on the actual radar panel. Okay, flight controls from status. We'll just do a quick check. Basically, when you turn them, I've got a joystick here that I use. All you do is full deflect, bring it, make sure they center. Elevator, same thing. Full deflection, then let go to see if it centers, and they are. Same with the rudder. All right, and finally, we are set to go. Parking brake off. And put you back to engine. All right, for taxi out, folks, we are going to go. Why aren't you showing up? There you are. We're going to cross over at Papa here. Actually, that's, yeah, Papa. To India, down Echo. I'm sorry, take Papa to Echo and over to Sierra. So here we go. Taxi lights on. And by the way, folks, we are pretty light today. Flight factor, I think, only allows us to load up to 235 passengers. Plane could easily carry 260 and even higher than that. Okay. Coming up to the runway. And we're going to the far one. And I'm only using that because, one, it gets us there a little closer. I mean, we're only talking a mile, folks. But what I got going on the right runway, not the left. Sorry. Okay, we'll take Delta all the way down. All right, and while we're taxiing, let me get into the chat. I just realized I have been really negligent not in there. Discord? Discord just notified I'm taxiing? That must be Guardian. If not, I don't know how I did that. Because I really am not Discord savvy at all. And we'll just continue straight here. We just bounce up here to get a quicker look. Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, I ran into a problem with the Pan Am version of this. Yeah, Pan Am came up as just a pure white livery here, so that's why TWA gets to fly the skies. I'd say the friendly skies, but United would get pissed at me, so even though they're not a sponsor of the channel, like they would, like TWA. Well, you know, if TWA was, I know, checks in the mail. Probably been in the mail since 2000, 2001. All right, there's the end of the runway. Let's get these before takeoff checks done so we can go. Okay, speed brakes are down. Runway lights will come on. Nose gear, MCP, auto throttle on. Let's arm up LNAV, VNAV. Transponder, make sure is set TARA. And it is. Okay. Get airborne, we'll verify. Boy, those green lights are really bright. Curious. Nothing's dimming them. I'll have to figure. I mean, I did it once. I think that was a long flight too, so I'll figure it out again. Okay, here we are, folks. St. Louis traffic. Clipper 14, departing runway 12 right. Arthur Via 7, or Arthur Via 7, welcome aboard. Thanks for the follow. We sure appreciate the support to the channel. Oh, look at that. AI landing on the other runway. And I couldn't figure it would be Southwest. American still has a presence here, which was the airline to take over TWA, but not as much. It took the city quite a while to get used to American instead of TWA, mainly because of all the routes they cut and all. All right, FMC message. I bet it says insufficient fuel. It does. All right, we'll be fine once we get into the air. If not, we'll get to test our gliding skills. Spills, that could be correct too. All right, so rust up. And what I do, folks, is I bring the needles up to where they're even as best I can. Try not to pull them back too much with the semicircle behind them. So if you look at this real quick here while we're throttled up before toga, see how it is a real quick check to let me know they're all the same. Off. Let's get flying. Into Toga, right? You get that alarm, folks, when you forget to set the flaps. Okay, we'll go ahead and kick the autopilot on so it properly flies. So that loose nut behind the wheel. Oh yeah, I know. You're upset because I didn't let you talk. Oh my goodness. Well, you're gonna talk. You're not gonna like what I'm gonna do.
Ladies and gentlemen, we request your full attention as the flight attendants demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. When the seatbelt sign illuminates, you must fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal fittings one into the other, and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight, as we may experience turbulence. The Boeing 767 has 8 emergency exits, 2 in the front, 2 at the back, and 2 over each wing. Please take a few moments now to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft,
Interesting, LNAV did not trip. Still turning. What the heck?
The handle in the direction of the arrow. Each door is equipped with an inflatable slide, which may also be detached and used as a life raft. Oxygen and the air pressure are always being monitored. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will automatically appear in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth. Secure the elastic band behind your head and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling,
I must have missed the switch. Okay.
Secure your mask on first, and then assist the other person. Keep your mask on until a uniformed crew member advises you to remove it. In the event of an emergency, please assume the bracing position. Lean forward with your hands on top of your head and your elbows against your thighs. Ensure your feet are flat on the floor. A life vest is located. If you need to refill the vest, blow into the mouthpieces. Use the whistling light to attract attention. Also, your seat bottom cushion can be used as a flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat.
Alright, we're getting back on course now.
And hug the cushion to your chest. The following
Coming up on 9,000, so we'll go ahead, kill the lights.
May be used when the seatbelt sign is off, or when permitted by the crew. Mobile telephones, remote controlled toys, or any electronic devices operating with an antenna must be turned off at all times. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight.
How did I get the sim rate increased? Uh-oh, somebody found the Titanic. You know, there could be a lot of money if you find the Titanic. Duluth, I think you kind of need to learn how to play that instrument a little better. Oh, Hawker. Yeah, I got the call sign right. Just going back through here, missed a few. So your V speed's a little high. Yeah, well, you know, hey. There's no cops out here to pull me over for speeding. Oh, wait. There's an ACAR system tracking me. Dang it. Hang on, let's see. Now, while we're into the climb, everything looks good.
Flying a plane is no different than riding a bicycle. Just a lot harder to put baseball cards in the spokes.
All right, let's, well, we'll leave her and let her get up to 39,000 here real quick. Usually I back off the climb to 1 or 2, but we're going to let her be a spaceship. Nice. The FAA will... Flipper 14, would you please contact the air traffic control tower at phone number 1-800-YOU-ARE-SCREWED. Three ads? Uh-oh. We back at having troubles again with that.
If I'm crying and you're crying, then who's flying this plane?
Right, 18,000. Go. All right, I got to figure out which one up here is... Wait, is that all? Okay. All right, so we got our set here. Let's get our radar and go with radar on this side. TWA Uranus. Let's try that one again. Oh, it's putting something in the coffee over here, folks. Okay, we got terrain avoidance on, and we got weather radars set up. All you missed there, Duluth, was...
If I'm crying and you're crying, then who's flying this plane?
I ask that every time I take to the skies. Okay, so we're out of St. Louis now. We are coming up on Dobler, out to Bible Grove, and then onward and upward to Baltimore. Currently 64 out of our top climb, and still got a 600 after that to get there. Let's see here. Currently showing 7.8. Let's get up here where we hope the winds will help us. Next page. 261 at 8. So that's going to begin to help us as we get up further into the errors. Hopefully that'll translate into a higher number here. If not, well, we'll keep it all in mind. Go ahead. Oh, TCAS isn't on. That'll reset here in a second. To the other side, bring it up. I am set for terrain, right? I am. Alright, so we're looking at 350 at 3 in Baltimore. About the same temperature. And 3.3. There's flight level 29er. I'm sorry, 300, as they like to say in Europe. I'm going through flight level 300. All right. One thing we can do, a lot of things now that we're in flight, we can turn down the cabin lights. And if y'all remember, yeah, we're actually outside the airplane. See, they are getting a little dimmer. Bring them down a little further. And that way, the infants that are back there causing such a ruckus will slowly go to sleep. Until they say, Captain Mike, take over the command, please. Did that turn them off altogether? Ooh, it's dark in there. Ooh, it's scary. Alright, so we're on our way, folks. In the title, you see the exclamation mark Discord. That'll take you over to our Discord channel. Feel free to come aboard. I'm still trying to become Discord literate so that I can make it do a lot more than it does. Also, exclamation mark command will lead you on a path of finding out what commands work here. If you are interested in the sound effects that you've heard to date, right below the stream there, you'll see in the area where you can click on those. Also, you found them in the channel byte area, or channel point area too. And I'm sure that is the official name. So we are just about up to cruise level, where we can just kind of sit back and relax, let Otto have all the fun for 600 miles, and head our way over to Baltimore. Yep, the fog will be in again tomorrow here in St. Louis. Temperatures are getting close again. I just saw that the ETA is 53 minutes. So let's go ahead while we're just about to cruise. I'm going to check SimAware. And wouldn't you know, Baltimore has come up. They saw me coming. Oh well, we'll deal with them. Actually, guy I used to work out here at the airport with, air traffic controller, I think the last I heard from him, he was in Baltimore approach control. Real world. Well, he might still do VATSIM. For a while there, he was in Indianapolis and or Kansas City Center, VATSIM-wise. So I don't know if he still does that at all or not, but we're going to find out. Let's see who's doing what. That's not him. All right, where's Volanta? I think they might be able to help a little better on this. I wonder what default simulator, or what simulator the NOTAM. Oh, this Flight Sim 2020 did not put. Whoa. Huh. That's the last thing I'd have ever thought. Interesting facts. Huh. All right, well, I didn't know that. I lost ATC again. Doggone it. The only bad thing with SimAware is it doesn't tell you frequencies. I've got, oh, that's Dulles. Okay, so Baltimore's up. And all we're going to get's, okay. All right. I misread that. I thought that was, yeah, Dulles Ground Tower is up, not Baltimore. Baltimore Approach will take us in. A lot of approaches up in the Northeast are on, but not their centers. I sometimes like to see that, folks. I've been caught many a time with VATSIM just sitting and waiting on a clearance or anything else as they take their sweet time getting to us. And sometimes as much as 45 minutes. And because Center was controlling, he did not have time. So glad to see the approaches, towers that did come up here. Alright, we just got notification our center tank is slowly running out of fuel, so we'll turn that off. See if we can't get this to transfer into our tanks. Up, and this will trickle itself to 0 on the I forget what the name of that tank is. It's been so long from flying the PMDG 747. There is a a pump that just finishes off the tank into one of the others, and you have to again go back in and rebalance. Okay, next up on the bandwagon is Kelly, then Shelbyville, and then Creep, which is out around Dayton, Ohio. Anyone familiar with that area? I used to live in that area a long time ago. Alright, I guess I'll let the natives up and around in the back. I'll even let him talk again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, and you may now move about the cabin. However, we always recommend to keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated. You may now turn on your electronic devices, such as calculators, CD players, and laptop computers.
Alright, so we got the terrain radar on. We're not going to be picking up anything on the other one. It's showing up. Let's get that into cruise. No step climb showing. And you notice we were at 7.8. We're now up to 9.6. So, believe me, folks, it'll even look worse than that coming out of like Hong Kong for Los Angeles, or even to Anchorage. Sometimes it'll be like, oh my God, should we squirt more fuel into tanks? And by the time you get to Tokyo, it's up and above it. Likewise going to Europe. It just, the way the winds are, it's taking current conditions, so that's why. So let's refresh this. Let's do some welcoming here. Have this too. Welcome aboard. Cindy K.I. or K.A. Wow. I really think someone spiked my coffee. Welcome aboard. Who else do we have here? Cliff Fireplace SMR. Welcome aboard. I'm sorry. Chili Fireplace. Welcome aboard. Yep, someone spiked it. Drunk captain. Now the FAA police will definitely be watching for me. And with that, folks, I'll be right back. I want some more of that good coffee. All right, folks. We're back in the cockpit now. Had to get some more coffee. All right. And I have been assured it is not the Irish kind. All right, Hawker 125, thanks for moderating tonight. We sure appreciate you coming on board. Nope, no bollies in it, sorry. Sorry, folks. Yeah, I appreciate that. Good job there, Hawker 125 there, for moderating and keeping it clean. Family fun, we appreciate you. All right. Let's get into what we're looking forward to here as we just crossed over. That's what we like, man. Jam it down. Jamming with Flying with Mike. This Wolfman Jack coming to you from Tijuana. Do you wanna, or is it Tijuana? Here, let me help you out some. Keep them cranked. This one doesn't go as loud as some of them. Man, almost sounds like they're losing fuel. All right, with 40 minutes out, let's get in here and take a look at this arrival real quick, since we didn't really look at the departure that much. All right, so where is my charts program? There it is. Hang on a second, let me clean this up a little. There we go. Alright, well, we're not in St. Louis anymore, so that's gone. Here comes... Oh, I was a dummy. Hang on. Bear with me a second, folks. I really think the Irish has gotten a hold of my coffee. Alright, so here we are on the Anthem 3 arrival, as the route just came up there in chat. On this, we're going to be coming in from Newsman. You can kind of read through here, but what I'm going to do is point out a couple things on here. Those of you, this chart is provided by Navgraph through their charts program. It's a Jepson chart, a lot more detailed. And you know what? Let's do a little side by side, shall we? Stand by here while we try and find the next greatest thing here. besides me. No, we're not looking for that. We are looking for... Nope, not that. Try this again. Glad I did it this way. There we go. I said that one. Thank you. I hate it when it doesn't behave right. Palmer. Anthem 3. Alright, now they're going to kind of look weird here when I merge them together. Bear with me. Hope this works, come to think of it. I've never tried this. Oh, perfect. If it's showing up like it is on my screen, you're going to get a pretty good indication here that it's right. Okay. Here is what the FAA provides. This is what you get free of charge from SkyVector, and you can find out there pretty easily. Go out of the country, forget it, those charts don't exist. NavGraph, they do. So if you want to fly in Germany or Japan or Australia or South America, folks, the charts are there. So you got them, you can use them, it'll take you. Everything you see here, and a lot of them give you parking spots. What's on the ground, where you're at, coordinates, all of that great stuff for the SIVAs, the FMCs and all. So, with what we're looking here, aside from color difference, you can see we have the routing instructions right here. Now this is a 2-page chart, so you have to get the other chart when you reach, oh heck, I don't know what that fix is. Let me come up with it. When you reach Hubli, Hubble, who knows? I don't know if that's an I or an L. I think it's an I. Okay, so then you go to the next chart for that, which is fine. I mean, okay, we always pull charts. Jepson, on the other hand, gives it all to you. Okay, just like the same size chart, the whole 9 yards that you can put right up on the yoke in that little clip thing. But it's a lot more information, and look here, you can see some high terrain, not very high, but you can see terrain on some charts, not all, that Jep puts out. But anyway, we're coming in on the 13 left and right. 13 left, a lot longer runway than right. Trust me, we wouldn't be able to probably make 13 right. So from Anthem, so we got to figure out where's Anthem, right here. That's where it carries on from. From there, it goes to Bubby. We'll call it Bubby, just so we get safe and keep it family friendly. So, there will be at 18,000, 15,000, in between at 280 knots. Lundi will be at 29,000 if you just kind of look a little further back, so we'll make sure our departure is set up properly. Okay, we just crossed over Creep, which was the transition out of St. Louis's J-Harp. So, Ape is on the horizon, and then we'll be direct Nussum, which is right here. Okay, so from Anthem, we then go to Rock. I'm going to blow it up so it's easier for all of us to read. So, I was reading the wrong one. From Anthem, we go to Jabbar, not Jafar, from Aladdin, Jabbar, then to Old Bay, Crabs, we're not going to go there, Fins, Key, Ropes, Hook, and then we expect vectors. Okay, pretty simple, straightforward. So we pretty much started right here to Jabbar. There will be at 250 and 11,000 feet. Pushing on, you can kind of see our restrictions as we're getting here. Fins at 5,000. And then that's where we'll stay altitude-wise until we get down to Hook, and then we vector in for the arrival 3-3. Pretty, pretty straightforward, simple arrival. We already have it plugged in. Y'all watched it get entered at the gate. Here's our ATIS information. Airport elevation. That's so funny that they can't put it on. It's on the graphic? For real? Ugh. And then the requirements. That's just kind of weird. I mean, the things they leave off on these charts sometimes is mind-boggling. You go to the next chart, poof, it's there. It just mind-boggles me. And if the real pilots deal with that, I feel sorry. I really feel for you. Not really. You make enough money where, you're okay. Just kidding. All right, so that's basically our arrival. From Hook, like I said, we're going to be on vectors till we get out to around Janus. We'll hook in and grab the localizer. Okay, pretty simple there. Let's get familiar with this chart. This is what's called an approach plate. Here's the name of the airport. Here's the type of approach we're going to plan, ILS for runway 33 left. Here's the ATIS. In X-plane, it's kind of flip a coin. Will it work? Will it not work? It could be this one. It could be that one. It could be this black spot right here for all I know. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Potomac approach will be, hopefully, on one of these. Again, no guarantees. Could be working off another airport's approach or another intermediate one. I don't know. A lot of times, don't put your eggs in this basket here. This one, if tower comes up, is usually right. Ground is usually right. And that's, a lot of times you'll find that frequency is at a lot of airports. It's almost like a standard. Although in the Northeast, they're really bunched together, so you don't want to bleed over to get things really screwed up. Next line is what we can look at. This is our localizer. So we got 11.7. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and pull that browser away. I have not had a chance to check out the 707 there, Spaceman. Gonna do that probably tomorrow. On my other day off before I go back to work for another 24. But I'll give it a shot. We'll see what it does. Who knows? It may be. I don't know what the other one was like, so I've heard rumors of how the Captain Sim one was, but they never brought that to X-plane. And I can't guarantee it would be a great plane anyway. You want the 707 link? Hang on a second. We'll get back into the brief here momentarily. Oh, what did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'll send it to you there in Discord here. Give me a second. There you go. And that's free last I checked at X-plane, so. Alright, real quick, back to it here. I'm going to go ahead and see how that works out. Okay, we'll at least see the frequency, which is 111. 111. 111. 70. Heading of 335. I know y'all can't see that, but it's just a simple setting next to it. And that gets the ILS radio, which is what this radio is here, set up. 33, what was it? 335. Set up. Comms are here, 1 and 2. That's a nav 1, nav 2 is on the other side. It'll be blocked by it, so we'll keep going. We're getting ready to cross over Ape, by the way, folks, on the nav display, and then there's Newsom. So we'll get through this real quick and get set up for descent. Now I lost my chart. There it is. So then we got to cross Graphy at 1,500 feet. Now, looking at the vertical profile, that treasure spot on there means we got to be on glide path at that point. So when we come in at Graph, we need to be on the glide slope, locked in on the ILS. We need to be descending and at 1,500 feet. Otherwise, at that point, it technically is a go-around. You're not stable is basically the reason. Missed approach is below it. Oh, I missed something, sorry. Decision altitude, 343 feet. Folks, that's 343 MSL. We just crossed Ape, by the way, folks. So 200 feet AGL is what that translates to. Basically, AGL is above ground level, MSL means sea level. We're 146 feet above sea level is the airport elevation. There's the touchdown zone, 3 feet lower. If a missed approach is called, the procedure is this. We're going to climb to 600. In a climbing left-hand turn to 2600, heading straight out 280 to intercept the Baltimore VOR outbound radial 294 to dated. We'll do a teardrop entry into right-hand turns. And that will be at 2600 feet where we hold. Okay, here again is our frequency and heading, which are set now. And then here's our looking horizontal, looking down at the route, how we're coming in. Janus, Splat, which sometimes happens in flying with Mike, Graph, and then Hax, Alaska, Hax-Hack. And again, remember, Graph is our radar fix where we got to be at 1,500 feet inbound. A glide slope and descending on the glide slope. Here's that treasure. X marks the spot. That's why. And we're call it 5 miles out. From the VOR, we're 4.5 miles. Okay, now this one does give us times. So from Graph to the missed approach point, we're going to probably be in this ballpark. So about a minute and 45 seconds is what I'm going to ballpark it in my head right now. By the way, folks, we're getting about 143 knot tailwind right now. We're up to 11.5. Anyway, back to this. So Janus at 4,000, and then we'll be coming down. Got a Malzer and a Pappy to be watching for on our approach. Here's the missed approach. Here's the minimums. Again, 343 is the ceiling minimum. That's a broken or overcast on the METAR. Distance-wise, 18 on RVR, runway visual range, or a half mile on the METAR. Might get the RVR, and if you do, you know you got crappy weather, so you look for both. And then if we start losing things like the lighting system, touchdown lights, things start going up, because we've got to be able to see these things to be able to bring it in safely. Localizer goes out, glide slope out, you know, again, see how it goes up. And it depends on the type aircraft. We're Class C. Actually, wait a minute. I think we're D, come to think of it. But anyway, and then our circle to land, we're not going to be doing that at night. So there you go, folks. Top of descent should be coming up here shortly. Once we get on the ground in Baltimore, we will be, well, here, I'll go ahead and show you that. I got rid of the charts a little quick. All right, so here's Baltimore, 3-3 left. You can see the difference here. I don't think we want to touch that runway. Well, we'll come in on 9,000 feet. Come off probably hotel if we're lucky, Papa if we're not, or the Hudson, or the Bay, one of the two. And then we'll back taxi back. Not sure where Pan Am would have parked here. So I'm not really sure where TWA would have parked. Gonna go for Pier C. So we'll come back Papa. Come on, Echo, Tango, Alpha into Pier C. On Pier C, let's plan C10. Why not? Let's do a Charlie 10 night. Left Memphis and Charlie 10, arrived St. Louis. Okay, we went to Echo 6. So, but we departed out of Charlie 10, and we'll come in here to Charlie 10. All right, folks, now we'll get the charts away. Oh boy. All right, well, Spaceman, we'll get it checked out for you tomorrow. And we'll read the README on how to get the 3D to work. So, all right, so looking at our nav display, we're a little ways out still, so we're about 60 miles out. So let's get some things programmed in here, like let's getting Top Cat back up here real quick. Okay, landing data, update it. So, whoa. Are you serious? The wind's just shifted that hard? Holy crap. I'm going to have to check something here, folks. No, I'm still showing 350 at 3. Okay, we're going to go with that. I don't know if Top Cat got the right information or not. We're dry, packs on. We'll do auto land 3. I only set her up for auto land so I get more information in my return. And 127, 132. Let's see what comes up here. And that works for me. 3-knot tailwind at the worst, folks, would not kill us. It's not bad. And program 49 miles out. Top Cat away. missed that. Hang on a second. Okay. 41. Let's set our arrival to, I think it was 29 is the first descent. 29. So 10,000 down. Folks, we are getting tossed about up here like it's wow. Okay. Wow, we've got some serious... What kind of weather do we have underneath us? Nothing. Okay, we still have 19.7 on approach. Okay, we'll get that set in here right now. That way all we got to do is throw the switch. And yes, they love to curveball me there too. How dare you get ahead of us. Now look at that, 12.1 folks. Nothing but a 130, 40 knot tailwind won't help. So that's why you make sure looking at everything. We didn't pull the weather for the wind charts up. I probably will next time if that happens. We can take a look at it that way and we'll see how we made that decision. But for now, folks, we're 20 mile out of top of descent. I want to finish up the descent checks. Auto brake will go to 3. EFIS set to 200. Let's see, heading and frequency set. Oh, can't read it from this angle. So 1111.070. Just pull on the chart and making sure 111.7. 335. Okay. And our initial descent altitude is set. Okay, and looking here. Okay, now one other thing. I'm going to use the other one just to keep this like it is. If you're in another country, folks, where they, one country's this translation level, this country's this one, depending on the Boeing panel, all you got to do is either click the VNAV button and page 2 your descent page, or as in this case, click descent. You'll end up on the descent page. Click forecast. Transition level can be changed right there. Six miles, we'll let her initiate on her own. Kind of monitor it on the way down. Yeah, man, look at that. Wow. Got to probably moderate. I'm going to go check and see if we possibly have any convective notices. Top of descent. Oh, well, yeah, we do. We have moderate to occasional I'm sorry. Yeah, light to moderate, occasional 37, 39. That's right where we are. Okay, and we have initiated descent down to 29,000. Then after that, we'll set everything for 11,000 at Jafar. Ought to have some fun and call it Jafar. Okay, as we descend, okay, we're going to get the seatbelt signs on. He gets to talk again, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to remind you that use of all electronic devices during descent and landing is prohibited as it may interfere with the navigational equipment. Thank you.
Airport dead ahead. I wonder which one. Hard to tell with these runways. For a second there, I was about to say that can't be Baltimore yet. We're way too far out. Although, looking at the... Nope, way too far out. Possible out in here somewhere, but we're way too far out. Okay, we're coming down on 29. Let's see where we are here. At Lundy. Okay, we'll go ahead. Lundy is 5. Go ahead and set us now to 11. And I'm assuming at Jabbar we're going to begin talking to approach, if not Anthem. They actually cover, from what I've been told. Now, I don't get to ride in seat number 2 or 3 up in the cockpit. Well, you could if you're on Cape Air, but I don't think they're going to be this high. Find out, but I've heard Baltimore covers a huge chunk of land down here. Okay, we are set. Okay. Use frequent. Let's get our heading set just in case. Every now and then I have to take over. Well, like we did on takeoff, I had to take over until I found out the autopilot wasn't kicking on. Okay, we're doing good descent-wise at Bubby, the 280 at 18 at 15. Okay, so the next one is Kirby. That is flight level 240 and 210. And that is 7 miles out, so we got that made. Then we'll go by Quiche and then Bubby, where we actually then hit 280 on our descent. begin the descent here. Let me make sure. Okay. If WA okay. That's fine by me. I mean, I'll get it downloaded tomorrow and do a test run in it and see what it's like. Who knows? Might be a pretty good plane, may not be. Okay. 3007. We get to that point. Nope, drag not needed yet. Alright, I am gonna though pull us back to 20. Alright, so we're coming up on Quiche. We just overflew Quiche. And it's only slowed its descent, folks, so it can slow to 280 that I've put into it to do. Check legs. Okay, so it should pick up on that, okay. Actually, yeah, we'll leave it in progress for now. Alright, and let me make sure. Okay, the next will be under 15 by Ceph. Eagle, 13 to 12,000, and then we'll be, okay, there comes transition, so that'll be 30.07. Okay, now you see the altitude disagree. Go ahead and get this one set first. Then what I'll do is click this set key, and that'll set it over here. And the altitude disagree went away. Okay, kind of stay in tight here. Let me set this. We still got a good 75 knot tailwind on us, folks. Quartering, hence why it kind of looks crooked. Okay, and we was monitoring our way down. Didn't get below 15 before we're supposed to be below 15 at Chef. Okay, so we need to be 13,000 here at the next one. Or between 13 and 12. see why we haven't inputted correctly in here. Let's see what it is. Okay, Eagle. Oh, 15. Oh my. That's why. Okay, so hopefully we'll hit 11th. That we should. That's not a problem. Real quick, give you what I'm talking about. Here's our arrival. Should have been at Chef at below 15. Eagle 13 to 12. We're gonna barely, yeah, see, it's, we're gonna have to intervene. Keep it going. Okay, now we gotta make Jabbar by 11. Now Jabbar at 11, and that'll be 250 on the speed. And that does show up on the FMC. It's right here, folks. Okay, we're gonna have to do this. Perfect. And that'll give us time to get slowed to 250. And again, I'm gauging it on the arc right here. That'll tell us we're on course. We're kind of, because of how the FMC and I missed is set, we're below the glide, what they believe is our optimum glide or optimum descent angle. Okay, one last check here. Hey, Baltimore is still up. We're about to probably get hauled on. And we're still only looking at Baltimore. Don't slam it into the ground. Hey, 470 feet a minute is not too hard. So I messed up your... Well, you shouldn't have even had a drink at that point. Alright, there's Anthem. I got a feeling that's when they're going to want us to call again. Oh yeah, folks, if you want to put a guess in, there we go. Get that correct. Alright, there's 11,000 and I need to dial us down to 250 now. Okay. Let's put a little bit of brake in. We'll put her on VNAV now. She actually probably went up. No, she's not doing that. Nice try, airplane. Okay, here comes Jabbar, and we are just about at 240. Next altitude is 5,000. There she goes, starting into the descent. Old Bay will be 250. I don't see any speed restrictions. Have I been pinged yet? Nope. It's PCT, I wonder. Okay, now this has taken us down to Fens, where we'll be at 5,000, and we'll pretty much remain there until hook. Then we'll start down and make our hook around. Unless, of course, ATC has other plans for us. I may have to take over this descent too, because I'm starting to think it's not going to make it. Kind of shocked I'm not under their control yet. Atomic approach. That's what PCT is. Okay. Alright, landing lights, which I forgot last time. And I turned off the strobes instead of the wing lights. Try and ease up some overwhelmment on the eyeballs. That is not our airport ahead, folks. Could be Wilmington. No, I think we're too... I don't know. That could be. I'm not 100% sure. I just know it's not us. And if it was Andrews, we're way off course. Okay, so we're at 5,000. We'll make that with no trouble.
Flying a plane is no different than riding a bicycle. Just a lot harder to put baseball cards in the spokes.
Okay, there's fins, there's hook. We can see we got to get out to here, and we'll just get that set up here once we're lined on it. Okay.
If I'm crying and you're crying, then who's flying this plane?
Okay, here we go. Level off it. Really sure what's going on here, folks, but we're going to keep going till called. Variable 3007. Okay, keep. Okay. Just keeping that as close as we can. We've got a 328 at 24 right now. So you're still getting pushed along pretty good here. We're getting ground speed at 220 at our spec of 260, my bad. Alright, so let's pull this back to 220. I want to welcome everyone aboard Flying with Mike. Hope you all have had a great Christmas. And looking forward to the new year. Them My Shoes is aboard. Cindy KA is still here. Chili Fireplace is here. So hope you all enjoy the ride into Baltimore, otherwise known as Balmer. Okay, final checks here. Let's make sure the frequencies are set. Good. Set these up. All right, so we're just getting ready to get on to the last leg here, folks. So okay, we're just heading out to hook and then get on. A little bit of a vector here. And hook will need to come down to 4,000 or at Janus. So as soon as we start making the turn, we'll start our descent in. Let's do our final checks to that point. Transition levels met, speed brakes, VNAVs under us, flaps will start coming down. We're just above it. Right here, it's 210-ish, if you will. We're crossing Janus right about now. We'll get a little further out and we'll hook it back in. Yeah, Goose will hook them and fry them. Okay. Kind of come almost 90 degrees. As soon as the wings start leveling, we'll turn in. Localizer looks good, but we want to make sure here once we come about. Yeah, I'm gonna last look. Oh, Baltimore went down. That's why he wasn't wanting to talk to us to start with. Hi. Okay. How we looking here? Localizer's armed. Okay. And now we're going to slow to 180. Going to utilize straight and level flight here to help us slow down quicker. And put a couple notches of flaps in. Runway in sight. Nighttime's pretty easy to find them, folks. Daytime? Ooh. Ooh, we've had some fun trying to find some of these airports. Okay, lined up. Let's get flaps 10 in. Be showing about a 15-mile final. All right, final checks. Okay, speed brakes. Armed. Set. Going to flaps 30. And we are over Janus and fully established. Oh. Okay, hang on. It says, come. Okay, yeah, we're good. There's glide slope. Okay. It's like, wait a minute. Something's not right. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely see the moisture wake on this one. Slow up to 160. Seven out, okay. Okay, we are fully established. Baltimore traffic, Clipper 14, 5-mile final, 3-3 left, full stop. Gear down. Flaps 25. Flaps 30.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Minimums. Glide slow. Glide slow.
Stable landing.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Alright, turning on to taxiway Papa. Baltimore traffic, Clipper 14, clear runway 33 at Foxtrot and Papa. Dastardly Southwest Airlines planes. Say hi. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Baltimore, Maryland. The weather is clear, temperature is sunny and 70. Oh wait, outside the plane? I don't know. Have a great day. Alright, we need to get over to Peartree. Don't hear Southwest getting ready to push back, so... Actually... to be totally honest... I am not 100% sure here. I'm thinking I can come up here. Well, dang it, I thought there might be a center line over here. Mainly so I could be a little respectful to Mr. Southwest. Well, we're going to park in a little further than we'd hoped. Into blocks. Alright folks, it is going to be pretty going on a ramp like this. I guess I should have came in there off of Echo, but really thought you could. But, you know, who knows in real life what it's like versus the sim. Alright, so... Boy, that's way out here. There we go. That way we're not a nuisance to traffic. Alright, so parking brake is set. Go ahead and kill the flight directors since we didn't get them on the taxi. Let's go through this real quick. Auto throttles off. Auto brakes off. Left and right. Okay, and speed brake is down. Flaps are up. 0 and 0. APU. Let's kind of take a look up there and see where we stand. Actually, we'll look here first. %. Okay. Alright, so APU bleed on. Generator on. Taxi lights off. Checking just because it always looks like they're on. Flaps are up. Transponder 2. Standby. And with that, parking brake confirmed set. Engine selectors off. Fuel controls are cut off. Fuel pumps can come off. Chocks are in. Here comes the jetway. Alright, while we're waiting, I was trying to click that. 127 feet a minute. I think we were a little easier on your plane there, Spaceman. And alright, sounds like the jetway's up against us. Doors are opening. LSU, oh, come on. GPU. ACU. Alright, and finally, I forgot one last thing to do. Doggone it. They're unloading. Alright folks, welcome to Baltimore. Sorry for that. Took a little bit to get set up here. We'll get the Hawker 125 view. High atop the roof. Actually, sorry, we're going to have to go back into plane. I'll be nice and kick that beacon off. Alright folks, welcome again to Baltimore. I do thank you all for flying with us. Probably not going to go ahead and shoot this at night to see it again. Oh, okay. I will. Hang on a second. Let's take a look at this one more time. Thank you for doing encore. Thank you. Tip your pilots in the tip jar, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we get into the plane here, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wait for it to unload. Hang on a second. Take a few more seconds. And then, while we're doing that, let me see what is out there. Oh, Sim Caesar's up and flying. Well, we might hand the reins over to him here after this. So hang on a second. I think we're finished unloading. And folks, there is another way to find the electronic flight bag. It's right over here. I still hear people moving about. Once we're done unloading, we'll well, thank you there, Hawker125. I do appreciate it. Really do. We'll get this over to Sim Caesar here in a moment. Better yet, nah, I have to tell you the story at work. Sorry, I'll hold off. I won't do it here. People won't understand it, so. But try to remind me and I'll, about something funny that I watched on the cameras with Tommy. Nothing bad at it. It was just hilarious. From the point of view, looking at the screen, it was hilarious. That's all I'll say. Teaser. Granted, you have to wait till Tuesday, but hey. Oh wait, you won't be there till Tuesday anyway, so what the heck. It was just, the way it looked on the camera was hilarious. To me, at least. To everyone else in the world, they'll say, man, you are just, what are you, Mr. Captain? There we go. Now it's unloaded. Oh, before I do that, man, somebody would get really ticked at me if I didn't stop this here. Close it, and I'll also be kind and courteous to VATSIM and come off the X-Pilot. Stand by. Scotty, put her in reverse. Nice. Oh, that's not a bad place to be either. Man, I tell you, Mr. Scott really is a miracle worker out there, folks. Here we go. Let's watch it. Curiosity overwhelms. Is everything still open? Nope, they closed. Whoa, now that was a near miss, folks. Landing gear. If you're epileptic, don't look at my strobes. Let's take a look at this, see what we can learn. Even though it was a soft landing, we can always learn something. Wow, that looked really good, especially because it's at night and you really can't tell. Oh, southwest. Well, we'll watch out this wing. There really isn't going to be anything at night to see, folks. Very nice, very nice. One more time. go out here a little ways, get my favorite shots coming in. Hopefully it'll be on the right runway, and it is. Wow. I do love that shot, folks. Just gotta love that view, folks. And again, the landing ended up being 127 feet, or yeah, 127 feet a minute, 129 knots, which was almost dead on what my VREF was supposed to be. So one more time, and then we'll head up to see what we can see from the tower. Yeah, I guess that was the way to come in right there. All right, folks. Well, you know what? Let's put a nice little bow on this, wrap it up, call it a great flight. Take off a little on the shaky side, but folks, if you've enjoyed the fun that I've had today, if you've had just as much fun, folks, hit that follow button. We'd love for you to join us on our next adventure. Tomorrow, my game plan is Bangkok, Tanzania, Vietnam. If everything aligns like I hope to go on from Tanzania to another airbase. However, I don't know if that'll happen. So, folks, we thank you so much for flying with Mike. It's always a pleasure to get up in the air and fly. Like I said, hit submit, and if you are so kind, you know, we would love for you to hang on a second. Why am I not finding what I want? We would love for you to subscribe and be a part and help support the channel. Y'all have a great day. I hope you've all had a Merry Christmas. We'll see you next time here, Flying with Mike, out of Bangkok. Good night.